Everybody, welcome to PUC Online Classroom. Today we're going to continue our lesson, which is Unit 9, right? So the lesson we'll be going to study is about models for spectaculating. But before I go further about this grammar point, I just want to have a little talk with your answer key, okay? Because on Wednesday last week, I asked you to do exercises, right, in handout and also classwork. So let's check the answers all together right now. Okay, so let me go to the answer keys. So lesson B, if we go back to the lesson at a time, so these are the answers for a first activity. Part B, she mixed up the date. Part C, you need to find a similar expression, right, in a conversation. So the answer for apologizing is I'm sorry. Accepting an apology is that's okay. Okay. And part E, here are the answers so that you can just write down from the top to the bottom. Okay. And in activity number 2, what happened? In part A, you just order the picture, and here are the answers. The first picture is number 2, 4, 3, and finally number 1. And in part B, you just listen and fill in the information so that these are the answers. And in part C, lesson C, in vocab, which is about phrasal verbs. So here are the answers so that you can copy and you can compare the answer whether you have the same or not, right? If you don't, you can ask me the reason, okay? And in activity number 2, which is about the listening, in part A, the answer is he probably sleeping and he broke up with his girlfriend and hasn't wanted to go out. That is the second part, okay? And for the last one here, phrasal verbs handout key. So I also attached the one exercise or practice related to phrasal verbs, right? With the lesson in your handout. So here are the answers. The underlined ones are the answers. As you can see, number 1 right here. Try on. You can use the different ways. You can try in between or you can use at the end, okay? Because try on is a separable phrasal verb, okay? So that we can separate them. And one more thing is this is not object pronoun, it's just a noun, okay? So that you can split them in these two ways. And the second one is pronoun, so that you cannot use at the end, right? So it is separable phrasal verb, but it is used with pronoun, so that you have to use in between, okay? And shave off my mustache or shave my mustache off, we can separate this so that you can write two different ways. Ring up, so usually ring up you can separate, and but the problem is pronoun, then you have to use in between, you cannot use at the end, okay? Similar to number 5. And number 6 is take off. Of course, take off is separable phrasal verb, then you can just use two ways because it is not pronoun but it is a noun, your hat, so that you can use at the end or you can use in between. All right, and if you have questions about this exercise or the keys right here, so that you can ask me in a comment below or you can go to our Telegram group chat. All right. Okay, so let me go back to our lesson for today. Models for spectaculating. Okay, I think you probably know the word models, right? And spectaculating, just like guessing, you're not really sure. Okay, so in this lesson, we're going to use models to talk about the certainty. Okay, which one is more certain? Certain means clear. All right, so we are not talking about possibility right here, but we talk about something that is sure or surer or less. Okay, so right here we separate into two columns. The first column is about more certainty and the second one is less certainty. So you can just take a look at the models right here. For more certainty means surer, we can use must and can. All right, so must is very strong and can is below must right here. And something that are less certainty means below these two. You can use could, may, or might. All right, we'll take a look at this example right here. He must be really busy. He started a new job. Yeah, so we are more certain that he is busy, so that we just use must, uh, which is a model to guess about the situation, and we are maybe somewhere about 90% sure that he is busy because he just started a new job. Okay, and if you're not really sure, maybe you are somewhere about 40 or 50%, you probably use might right here, because might is very less certain, okay, comparing to the other. So this is about once again, everybody, certainty but not possibilities. All right. Okay, so it's a little bit fast, but let me clarify with this once again. So in this lesson, we use models to talk about how certain, all right, the situation is, okay, by following must, can, could, may, and might. All right. And as you can see right here, this side is more certain and this is less certain. But could is stronger than may, and may is stronger than might. All right, but this three is less stronger than can and must. Okay, so you can use whatever it is that you believe. Okay, for example, you are 70% sure, then you can go to could. All right, or you are 60%, you probably can go to may. All right, it depends on how sure you are, and then you can just guess the situation. Okay. All right, so in this exercise, in part A, you just circle the correct words, all right, and then compare with the partner. So in this case, you just do the exercise number 1 to 6. Okay, just circle whether it's must or could. So whether you know must or could, it depends on the situation right here. So for example, I don't know his weekend plans. You don't know. You don't know. All right, then you are not, maybe it depends, you are not sure, or you sure that you don't know anything, then you probably use must or could. All right, so think about the situation, all right, and then you can guess whether uh, it is more likely to happen or not. Okay, if it is more likely to happen, then you can use must. If you think that it's not, then you use could. All right, use your own judgment for the situation. All right, so that you can use number 1 to number 6. Okay, and I will give you the answers later. And in part B, everybody, you just read the situations and complete the sentences with your own ideas. I think you can guess. It doesn't matter whether your answer is right or wrong, or whether you have different answer from the other friends or people or from me, because it's all about your own ideas. All right, you can come up with whatever idea, but make sure it related to these situations. Okay, do not just go far from the situation. For example, Pamela and Miguel don't get along anymore. She doesn't want to talk about it. Okay, Pamela must be, maybe you can say must be angry. Um, you can say Pamela must not want to be Miguel's friend anymore. Okay, just this is about my idea, and you can come up with different ideas. It doesn't matter. It's not about having right or wrong answer, different the same answer, but make sure your answer is related to the situation given right here. Okay, and I cannot correct this because it's all about your own ideas, so you can just do whatever you feel right, but make sure your ideas are related. Okay, all right, so let's go to reading getting advice, which is lesson D. Okay, so well, let me ask you a little bit about this question. Do you ever listen to talk shows on the radio or watch them on TV? Probably you never listen to talk shows on the radio, but maybe watch them on TV. I think we can compare to our country. We can say Pinch Art is something like a talk show. Okay, so you can think about that. And do you like it? Okay, and in this case, what kind of problems do they usually discuss? Okay, do people give good advice on the shows? I don't know exactly, okay, because I don't like listening to talk shows, because none's of my business and that is not my interest. So I prefer not to listen or even watch. Okay, but you can answer to this question by yourself if it refer or it relates to your situation. Okay, And in part B, everybody read the first few sentences of each email sent to the radio show Addy's advice. Okay, who does each person have a problem with? Okay, so this is about Addy's advice, and you just read from 1 to 4. Okay, and we have certain person. It's right here, TJ and Marcy, Caddy, and Daniel. So that these are people. Okay, that Addy's advice. So that you just read them, and in part C, everybody that check who each question about, whether TJ, Marcy, Kathy, or Daniel. All right, but take a look at this question. It's a little bit funny right here. Who lives with a messy person? Okay, I don't know, maybe some of you, probably me. Who is a teenager? Okay, who is jealous of animal? Why do you have to be jealous of animal? I don't know. Okay, maybe you are so lonely and then you feel something like this. Well, it is impossible. You see that it's a little bit funny. Okay, what about you? Who is doing someone else's work? It's just like it's not your work, but you love to have other people, and sometimes they don't think about you. All right, and you probably feel a little bit sad. Who lived alone last year? And who mentions parents in the letter? Okay, so that you just go to the reading and find out the answer and check whether this question belongs to a certain person right here. Okay, all right, so that's it for this reading, and we can go on to the last activity, which is about listening on the air. Okay, so this listening is also related to Addy's advice as well. So in part A, you just listen and find out what advice does Addy give to each person from exercise 1. Okay, so you can go back to exercise 1 and check the correct answers, but you just listen. All right, so we have options right here between these 4. Okay, so listen carefully and check the right answer. And in part B, everybody, you can listen one more time, or you don't have to if you can remember them all. Okay, so let's find out about this particular statement and find out whether Addy agrees or disagrees. Okay, so you can just listen one more time if you want to. Okay, in order to find out the answers. Okay, I cannot go to number 3 and number 4. I'm sorry for this, and I presume that we already finished unit 9. Okay, so if you have any questions with unit 9, please you can ask me in a question, I mean in a comment below, or maybe you can leave your questions in a Telegram group chat, so I will for sure that I will be answering your questions. Okay, and I think that's it for today, and once again, leave me a question or questions in a comment below. All right, don't forget that. And that's it. Thank you so much for today. I'll see you on Wednesday. Goodbye.